Tom Rhodes is in his 30th year of doing stand-up. For some, traveling that much would take a toll.
Yeah, but Tom loves it. He doesn't just visit cities, he really takes them in and even films and documents his travels for different platforms.
He sure does. This week, the comedian host is at the Funny Bone right here in Omaha. Tom Rhodes, good to see you, buddy.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Yeah, they've been trying, Colleen was saying they've been trying for 20 years to get you here to come to Omaha. It's been a while.
And
huh?
they finally broke me down. Yeah.
But you're always gone. You're traveling.
Well, I lived in Europe for 5 years, and I play all over the world. Normally 6 months of the year I play outside of the United States. So I've just been booked.
25 years ago, you played in the Old Market at a place that no longer, like a club that isn't there any longer.
Yeah, I mean,
do you remember it?
yeah, I do. I had a really great time in Omaha. I met like some artist people, and they took me to like some artist loft, and I had a really great impression of Omaha. I met like really cool people, and but I was a young comedian, and I would drive anywhere in the United States for like $150, and you know, I was like the opening act then. So you know, I was young and green, and
You've evolved a little. How has your show changed over the years compared to anybody who would have seen you before?
Well, you know, like when I was younger, you know, you're doing the thoughts of a younger person. So my jokes were like, I started when I was 17. So my jokes were all about like trying to get laid at the drive-in on, you know, dates and things. And now, you know, I'm married, I've traveled the world, I've got a lot more meaningful experiences to share.
Right, that's good.
I like how he's smiling right now.
You started when you're 17.
Do you want to hear my big heart?
No, do you got something else? What else you got?
I can see your wheels turning actively there.
He's on morning television. He's got to hold it back a little.
I just realized the joke I was about to tell.
Yeah, let's be careful. You were 17, though, when you started. How'd you get into comedy, though?
My family is originally from Washington, D.C., and my father took me to a comedy show when I was 12. And the stage was next to the entrance. And we walked in, and I was wearing a Washington Redskins jacket. And the comedian that was on stage pulled me on stage, and he interviewed me like I was the coach of the Redskins. And I was only 12, and I only gave bashful, dopey, one-word answers.
Yeah.
Yes, no. But I'll never forget standing on that stage and seeing those people laughing and their heads thrown back and all the teeth in their mouth, and that moment changed my life.
That was it, huh?
Wow.
And so I became a student of comedy after that. I would highlight comedians in the TV Guide that were going to be on Johnny Carson, and then I started when I was 17. I had a fake ID and went to a local nightclub.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
Were you funny as a kid? Or
I was silly. Yeah, my parents argued all the time. They ended up getting divorced, and I learned if I was funny or silly, they would stop yelling at each other for a minute.
Wow.
You'd make them happy, yeah.
And now you just travel and put on like shows all over the place. But throughout your travels, I mean, you must have been to some of the most exotic places in the world by now.
Yeah, now comedy is like booming all over the world. Like there's great comedy scenes all over Asia. There was Asia tours. I got in with London years ago. I had a sitcom on NBC, 1996 to 1997. I had really long hair. I was young.
Yeah,
and
you look quite a bit different then.
Yeah,
you were different.
You're a little more polished these days, I must say.
Yeah, well, I'm older. And so the sitcom only lasted a year, and then when it finished, I looked at that money as my kind of artist grant. So I started systematically taking trips to London, and once I got in with London, that led to gigs all over Europe and all over Asia, Australia, New Zealand.
What's your favorite city? Is it London, or would you pick another?
London is great, especially to perform and kill on stage is really a great feeling. But Rome, I think, is my favorite city.
No kidding. Yeah, that is great. But you
I just got my wife and I just moved to Los Angeles 1 month ago. But for the last 10 years, I've had everything in storage, and we've just traveled the world. So for the last 4 years in a row, when we've had a break, we've gone to Rome, and rented an apartment for a couple weeks. Sleepinitaly.com. Check it out.
Is that it?
Yeah. And if you go to Rome, April 21st is Rome's birthday. And all of the museums are free, including the Colosseum.
Oh, wow.
I've talked to loads of people that went to Rome in summer. It's hot. There's long lines. It's the most expensive flight to get there.
April 21st
Go there
is the day.
April 21st. There's no lines. The weather's great.
This is good.
And the museums are free.
We've got a travel agency you need to connect with here in Omaha.
I just put them out of business.
In the meantime, we've got 5 shows. So it's been 25 years since Tom Rhodes was in Omaha. Take advantage. See them while you can. Call to get tickets or visit funnyboneomaha.com. Tom
Sounds
Rhodes.
great to me. Yeah.
Like
Thank
Mary,
you.
Have a
nice to
great
meet you
time.
guys.
in
Thank you
Really
so
a
much.
pleasure.
Alrighty.